Hi, Libra, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I have an announcement to make. I am open to private readings. So if you're interested in a private reading, a private personalized meditation, or an animal healing, check out my website, daneharttarot.com, and you can book a private reading, a private personalized meditation, or an animal healing that will also be linked in the description box below. Now, we're going to be doing your August 1st, 2023 Supermoon reading. And if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me be seen by the YouTube algorithm gods who I've fallen out of favor with because I had to take time off to take care of sick family members. So we're getting back in favor. We're working our way there, but we're still not in favor quite yet. So if you could like, comment, and subscribe, that would be so helpful to me. You guys are amazing. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound, which can be heard easier if you raise your volume. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. So let's see the energy we need to be mindful of during this time. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. This is the Four of Pentacles. This is vampiric energy, okay? This is negativity, drain, over concern, over worry about money, or, I feel like it's leeches, like people pulling prosperity from you. So just be mindful about this. It doesn't mean that people have to be taking away your prosperity. You can be very, very, very prosperous, right? But there's this like vampiric energy that's trying to pull you down. So just be aware of that because it's nasty. Let's see what spirit has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Here we have inspire reversed. We need to embrace our inspiration, to let ourselves be inspired. We're having a bit of difficulty with that. We've hit a funk, or we've hit a wall, or it just feels like we're just not as inspired as we once were. So just acknowledging that, understanding it, it's perfectly okay. We're okay. And knowing that we need we need to open up the gate to be inspired, because we were kind of closing things down because there has been that vampiric energy around us, and it's like we're protecting ourselves, which just makes sense. But spirit is saying here, be aware, move forward towards inspiration, do things that inspire you, connect with things that just inspire you, that you're like, wow, that's really awesome. So let's see what spirit has to say through the tarot. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Okay, you have like almost all major arcana cards here, Libra, meaning that the August 1st, 2023 supermoon is astoundingly powerful for us. So just know that, especially if you have strong Virgo energy in your chart, or you're born on the cusp with Virgo, that's going to come through very strongly here. So just be aware. So let's talk about this time astrologically speaking. This supermoon is in Aquarius on the 1st of August. It is at 9 degrees 15 minutes of Aquarius. And a full moon is when the moon and the sun are opposite each other. And a supermoon is just when it's closer to the earth So everything is so much more intense. Now, Aquarius energy is all about community. It's all about collaboration, grassroots, growing things from the roots up. It's all about the mind, the intellect, and innovation. Now, we're in Leo season with the sun. So the sun's energy is Leo. It's all about the heart energy and letting your life shine, letting yourself shine. Now, the head and the heart can feel in conflict with each other during this time. And depending on where we are in our journey, this could be a big conflict or this can be a little conflict. It's time to move out of strictly logic mind and let our hearts really move us forward, because love is the most transformative force in the universe and it's stepping into that power. Now, Caraclo, and I think I'm saying that correctly. In mythology, she's the wife of Chiron. Caraclo, which is the largest asteroid in our solar system, is conjunct the supermoon. And this brings beautiful, beautiful energy forward. This is holding sacred space in silence. This is silence also, and healing. So Caraclo holds sacred space in silence and helps to heal. This combined with Aquarius moon really helps us move forward without judgment. So from the 1st of August, which is the first full moon in August, to the 30th of August, which is the last full moon, okay? And this full moon, in the last full moon on the 30th of August, the second full moon, is a supermoon. It's a blue moon. This is an astoundingly powerful month. So just be aware of that. But we're really moving forward without judgment. And we're holding sacred space for us, sacred space for others. We're learning how to step into silence without being scared by it or overwhelmed by it. And we're also embracing healing. This is going to be a month where we really look at, embrace, and are guided by healing. The North Node is conjunct the dwarf planet Eris. Now, Eris in mythology is the warrior sister of Mars. Eris leads us to truth and to justice and equality, leading us to stand in our power. Now, Mars is conjunct Jupiter, which has us fighting for our beliefs and what's correct. Now, with Mars conjunct Jupiter and Eris conjunct the North Lunar Node, this is a time where people can be a little bit intense in what they believe. Like, people haven't been that way already, but this is going to be a time where everybody thinks they're doing what's right. Everybody is standing in their own power, standing for what they believe in, what they want. And it can just be like, wow, everybody's really opinionated. But we ourselves are also going to be opinionated. So stepping into ourselves and being kind and compassionate and considerate to ourselves, but also giving leeway to others and not taking things too personally is going to be really important during this time. Venus is conjunct the grand trine, which is visionary energy. Really, it's visionary, it's inspiring, it's astoundingly powerful. And this really sets this moon apart. Now, Saturn is going to be conjunct Mercury. Mercury helps us to focus our mind, and not Mercury, but Saturn conjunct Mercury helps us to focus our mind and to stay on track, really organize our thoughts. That's going to be a really big thing. Now, Uranus is squared Venus. Now, remember, we're ruled by Venus. So anything with Venus in it is a big deal for us. Like Venus conjunct the grand trine, which visionary, inspiring energy. We can be astoundingly inspired. We can have visionary ideas, really looking at the future and seeing how we want to move forward, but also looking in the now and knowing what we have to do. With Uranus squared Venus, this is a little bit more intense energy. Well, that's intense, the grand trine, but that's intense in inspirational, positive, beautiful ways. With Uranus squared Venus, if we're in a relationship, we can feel rather restless and we can want our freedom and our independence. So just be aware of that. If you're feeling that way, it's like it's written in the stars. Don't be harsh on yourself, or don't, hit the explode button if you don't need to. Or if you don't need to. Now, if we're not in a relationship, it can this can bring somebody completely out of the blue into our lives, and somebody so different from us. Like, we usually normally wouldn't look at this person at all, but this person just comes into our lives out of the blue, so different and yet so entrancing. So just be aware of this as well. Now, financially, this can bring financial volatility. So just be aware of that. Jupiter is squared the sun and the moon, making things much bigger, much more dramatic. But Jupiter is also in Taurus, which leaves behind complexity and wants us to come back down to earth. Come back down. It's kind of like simple is better. Like, keep it simple, stupid, right? That saying really is coming forward from spirit right now. Now we have temperance. Temperance is Sagittarius energy. Remember, Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. So Jupiter squared the sun and the moon is going to be a big deal for us. But this is balance. We're represented by justice in the major arcana. And that is legal terms, like that's being just, that's being fair. Temperance is about truth. The truth needs to come forward. We need to move forward in truth. Being guided by truth is going to be a very important thing. Knowing what is true, knowing what is right for us is going to be very important to us. Now, I know that sounds funny because when we want to do what's wrong, but truth is going to have more of a power in keeping things balanced, keeping things harmonized, making sure that everything is, I'm just hearing like a tuning fork, like everything is in perfect harmony is going to be a very big deal. With the Knight of Wands reverse, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, the sun is in Leo, we can find that to be a little bit stressful. The Knight of Wands can be a bit of a playboy energy. So just know that it doesn't matter how we identify, but it's like a bit of kind of wanting to play the field, wanting to look at different things. It can also, our temper can be a little bit short during this time. We can feel frustrated. We can have a lot on our plate, but it's reacting to things with a lot of ferocity, with a lot of intensity. So just be aware of that. We can also kind of move forward like a hurricane, like a tornado. That's it. That's what I'm doing. The sense of just a whirlwind coming in. Things can move just so quickly, so intensely during this time. Just be aware of that. But be aware that our temper doesn't get the best of us. Also, there can be somebody in our life who is just very reactionary during this time, kind of like, a little bit of flint paper, like just starting sparks. Okay. Just be aware of that. Be aware because we want to keep things harmonized, we want to keep things balanced, and this energy is just causing a bit of a tidal wave. With the Hermit, this is Virgo energy. Okay, so if we're born on the cusp again with Virgo, or we have Virgo in our chart, that's coming through very powerfully. But this is a sense of being through a very long and hard road. We've been through a lot. There's somebody trying to convince us that we haven't been, like, that it's almost like you're a baby. You're not a baby. The way I see the Hermit, I always see the Hermit, especially in this deck, as the magician who started off on their journey. They stood before the altar of their existence. They claimed their power, they claimed themselves, and then they said, "Okay, I'm going to go off like on this quest, right? On this quest of life." And this is those beautiful purple robes after you've been through the muck and the mire of existence. Things get torn and threadbare and ripped and wounded and stitched back together. And that's where we are. And I find there's beauty in the Hermit. There's beauty in the turning inward, the illumination of our way. We're also shedding a skin. We're shedding away our old self. We're moving forward with new, flexibility, elasticity of mind, body, spirit, as we're going after what we want, as we're looking at things more openly with ourselves, more honestly with where we want to stand. And there's certain things we're going to be like, no, you know what? That's just not right for me. No, that's not where I want to be. And we're not hesitant with saying no. There's a sense of like, no, I have to do what's right for me. And it brings us to the wheel of fortune. And we're going to see things changing. We're entering into a new season. We're entering into a new way of looking at things. This is very much out with the old and in with the new. We're going to see things coming together. It's going to be so important for us to really look at and understand our third eye, because our third eye is going to be opening more and more and more. And I see that here with, again, that purple energy. There's just a sense of my third eye is opening. I'm seeing things. I'm gaining new understanding. It's pulling us more inward. Again, this vampiric energy. I just see like wealth locked away, or somebody, kind of bullying around money. But this is also vampiric energy, trying to hold things back from us, lock things away from us, keep us from moving forward the way that we want to. And there's a sense here. It's like you're so much more intuitively aware than you understand. And this is the time that the door opens. This is the time that it's like, wow. And I see that torch actually like moving. You know how when you're, well, when you were little, but even now, like if you have like those sparklers on the 4th of July, or, whenever, and you draw little shapes and patterns and little drawings in the sky, I see that as like creating art out of fire, or there's like passion behind art, creation, insight, ideas, but it's pictures. It's putting something together like beautifully. And I don't know if it's like smudging out like with charcoal or something that comes from fire, but there's a passion and there's a fire and there's a spark to things. So if you're artistically inclined, you can find that like your pencil's on fire, your way of drawing and expressing yourself on fire. Full moon to full moon. So from the 1st of August to the 30th of August, let that passion just shine. Feed it, let yourself be inspired by it because it's really quite great. And again, you're going to be seeing a changing of ideas. You're going to be seeing a transformation. You're going to be seeing yourself stepping into a new season, whether you want to or not. You're stepping into a new season, new insights. The color red, that's the root chakra. In Qigong, it's also the heart. And so the root of us, what is like planted in us, like think of the roots going down into the earth, is it's affecting our heart. Like we're looking at how we're rooted, how we're feeding ourselves with the earth, how that's affecting our heart and our passion and what we desire. So just be aware of that. I see things as being bright and vibrant and very intense during this time. You might want to kind of like soothe it down with more calming colors. Pastel colors can be very beneficial, but I do see things as very vibrant, like really being drawn to the bright reds, the bright oranges, very much the colors of like of fire, that intensity, even the blues, like that cool blue, and then yeah, coming through. But it's all about flames, it's all about passion that's really leading us during this time. The hangman is we're seeing things very differently. We've stepped into a different world, but we've also stepped into a different us, because the world that we're inhabiting, the way that we're looking at things, the way that we're moving ourselves forward, we're really seeing ourselves, our world, what we desire in a very different way, in a very open way. But it's going to be like, as everything changes, as we're entering into this new season, and we are feeling like we're entering into a new world, a new understanding, a new time, and a new place for us, we're going to see things open in a way that is a little bit overwhelming. So if you feel overwhelmed during this time, Libra, if you're like, oh, I'm not sure how to move forward or how to get to where it is that I want to be or how to open up this door, just know that the door is already opened. It's time to trust our third eye, our instincts, settle into the heart, meditating, calming things down. Qigong, I have that linked with Spring Forest Qigong in the description box below. I highly recommend you check it out. It's just the most awesome thing ever. So here, just embracing that you are stepping into a new world, that you are going to be looking at things differently, and it's going to be more spirit based. It's going to be very important. We have the lovers here. There can be a change around love during this time. There could also be a change with a Gemini energy. So the lovers also represents Gemini. There's a duality to this time. We're going to be facing a lot of our fears. So yellow represents the solar plexus. In Qigong, it's also the pancreas. Pancreas is where we hold a lot of fear. Remember, smiling. I know I've said this before, but for those of you who are new or who have missed the times where I've said that a Qigong master told me, if you smile, you activate, you have meridians in your jaw, you have meridians in your lips. The meridians in your jaw are for are linked to the liver, and that's where anger is held. And the meridians in our lips are linked to the pancreas, and that's where our fear is held, our anxiety is held. So smile. Smiling helps release that fear. And our fear is actually what's going to be blocking our third eye during this time. But also, there's the sense of not letting the sacred feminine or the sacred masculine take control, like take center stage during this time, finding a balance within ourselves between the sacredness of our existence, of the sacred feminine, the sacred masculine, coming forward, looking and embracing the balance of us. Now, our angels are going to be guiding us in a very big way. There's also a duality to what we want, to what we desire, to how we're looking at things. And we can kind of have to balance that duality, that insight that's coming forward during this time. Excuse me. So let's see. There we go. Let's see what the moon has to say for herself. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, angels. and spirit guides, show me clearly. Oh, that worked out nicely. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. So what we have here is reverse. We have a time to give rather than take. So with that reverse, this is a time to take. This is a time to take in the energy that you need, the inspiration that you need. You're seeing your path. And if you can see that path here, that ladder goes up into the heavens, right? Up into this portal. And that ladder is rather crickety. It doesn't look very safe. It's like not even. So what we're going to see here is that the path that we are walking is not always straight. It's not always what we had thought it was going to be. It's not always as secure as we had thought, but it's leading us to someplace that our soul deeply longs to be. And so here it's time to take in the energy. It's time to take in and heal and balance and harmonize ourselves. We don't feel wise during this time, and that's okay. Now, for this can be in differing degrees for us Libra. Some of us can feel wise, but we can feel like there's just so much I don't know. But with wisdom reverse, it's like I don't feel wise all the time. So just be aware of this. Bring love into the situation. Bring love into the situation that starts to bring your wisdom forward. But here with this energy, with the Knight of Wands, it's not wise energy. It's not. It's reactionary energy. It's chaotic energy. It's, kind of that I want to have a good time, darn the consequences energy. So just be aware of this. With bringing love into the situation, you're going to start to balance things. You're going to start to balance. And as you balance, make sure that love is really aimed at you. It's like, I'm filling my cup up with love because remember, you need a gallon to fill a cup. You need a gallon to fill a cup. So embracing your love, embracing your passion, and then that brings you to wisdom because that energy that you're combating during this time or that's, trying to trip you up, it's not wise energy. It's reactionary, base energy, lower vibrational energy. You're up here. This energy's down here and it's trying to pull you in with it. Will, what do you need to release? Will you see it during this moon as you turn inward, as your third eye opens, as you see, as you begin to understand? Will you utilize this moon? And that's a question for all of us, right? Will we utilize what comes before us astrologically, or will we move around still feeling lost or overwhelmed? And again, we don't have to come out of this lunar cycle being like, oh my gosh, I know everything, everything's made clear, everything's perfect now. No, it's like, but will I utilize the energy of balancing my head and my heart? Will I stand in my power? Will I hold sacred space for myself? Will I embrace my healing and therefore the healing of others around me because my energy vibration changes? Like that's the question that's being asked here. Pleasure. With everything that's changing, pleasure is reversed, and so is you're very close to achieving your goals. We feel very far away. We actually feel very far away. Again, differing degrees for each person because this is a general reading. We feel very far away from fully embracing our pleasure, fully embodying our pleasure. And so here, there is this very much a sense of releasing. There's very much a sense of, I get to have fun, right? Because we are close to achieving our goals, but because everything is shifting, it doesn't feel that way. Or our goals can be pushed out because the joy just isn't there. We're not inspired. So just be aware that when we are down in the tooth, right? When we are down on ourselves, we can push things out further and further and further. It's seeing our blessings, it's seeing ourselves, it's embracing what we desire and what we want and looking at things. And it's like, I get to laugh, I get to have fun. And it's not, I'm going to do what I want to do because I want to do it. It's not a petulant child energy. It's it's smiling, it's changing the flow of the chi within us. It's embracing joy and it's saying that I matter. Here we have sovereignty reversed. When we step into this new world, we don't necessarily feel like the queen of the moon. We feel kind of overwhelmed. And it doesn't feel like our sovereignty, our safety, our haven. it can feel like, oh my gosh, now what's going on here? But here, with the full moon, it says surrender to the divine. Once we surrender, once we say, what's going on is it's bigger than me. It's bigger than what I had realized. And we surrender. It's not being apathetic. It's not, being nihilistic or whatever happens, type of thing. It's surrendering to the fact that I can't control everything. It's surrendering to the fact that the world moves forward in mysterious ways sometimes, and things just change and are guided. But we're going to see that when we surrender to the divine, there's a power and a beauty and a brilliance to us that is just exquisite. But we can find that challenging. Yeah, we can. Balance comes forward. We're all about the balance. With the lovers, we need that balance. With Gemini energy, it needs to be balanced with, the two sides, like the twin energy of Gemini, that needs to be balanced, the duality that's going on here. So balance energy comes through quite strong. And then reverse, it says step out of your comfort zone. We're not stepping out of our comfort zone. So if we can challenge ourselves to step out of our comfort zone, to break negative patterns, and to really step into our power, that would be super cool. Let's see what spirit or what our subconscious energy is here that we need to be mindful of. Here it's the Eight of Cups. It's walking away from what we once thought we would love. We need to be mindful of an ending. It's either coming, like we're ending something, it's over, I'm done, I'm out, type of thing. This isn't ending as severe as a divorce. And I see that. I see that there's something that we're coming to the realization of. It's like, this is just not right for me and I'm leaving. But we have to be mindful about this because this can also blindside us. Like somebody saying, you know what, I'm done. This is too hard. I'm not doing this type of thing. It doesn't have to be the ending of a relationship. It could be something that we're working on that we feel so close to achieving, but it's just not working out. And this can also be having to take a new approach to things where we thought, okay, it's this path, it's this way forward. And spirit is showing us, you know what, that's not working. So we need to walk away. There's no shame in something not working. Okay. It's like, okay, well, I just have to look at it a different way, or I'm going to adapt and I'm going to move forward. Our subconscious spirit message here is success reversed. We don't feel inspired. We don't feel successful. Spirit is telling us it's time really to love on ourselves, to, step into ourselves, to embrace our hearts and our passion. We are a success. Say to yourself, I am a success. And for some of you Libras, I know right now this is really hard to say. And it's also letting us be inspired. It's going after what we love, and it's making time for that. It's holding sacred space for us. It moves us to our subconscious tarot message, which is the Page of Swords. Subconsciously, we are such a student. We are represented by the swords in the minor arcana. We are such a student during this time. Subconsciously, Spirit is sending us tons of messages. The horse energy here connected with Spirit, but also very much that sense of power, moving forward, going after what we want, speed, agility, you know, tenacity really guiding us. So that's a really big thing. Connecting with our throat chakra is also going to be so important. Embracing our voice. For some of us, it's through singing. For some of us, it's through, writing. But it's going to be letting our voice shine. The embrace of the throat chakra is also speaking our life purpose, saying the things that inspire us, that guide us, and reminding ourselves of them. That could be really a great thing during this time. Let's see what the moon has to say for herself. So we have patience here. And then we have reversed, a new start is coming. We can feel like a new start isn't coming. We can feel like we're just not in harmony at times. Like we're patient, but it's like, how patient exactly do I have to be and for how long? Because I'm a little bit done with this. So here, a new start is coming. It doesn't feel like a new start is coming. But what we're going to see is that when we get to the new moon, and I do forget when the new moon is, but the new moon doesn't necessarily bring the changes with it. Or as we get to the new moon, things haven't changed as much as we would like them to. And that's okay. It's a short period of time. But what we're looking at here is a change is going to be a bit difficult for us. A sense of starting things, of moving things forward. So just be aware of that and be patient with yourself. Be patient. You have patience. You have patience for other people really well, Libra. But it's time to show that same patience for you. All right. All right, Libra. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony. Libra, may blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless, and have a blessed supermoon. Bye.